Malt imported from the UK and Australia reaches the factory in large quantities. It is transported to the silos for storage through bucket elevators. The total capacity of these silos is 844 tons. An operator controls this process manually. Other ingredients are also stored in bulk. Among the raw materials used in the production of beer are hops, malt, raw sugar, and water.
Beer making goes back to 4000 years BC. By definition, beer is the product obtained where an aqueous solution of malted or unmalted cereal or other sources of carbohydrate are fermented by yeast, where hops and other products of hops are added.
Appropriate quantities of malt are weighed by an automatic scale before they are sent to the mills. Malt is grinded by these rolls until it reaches the form of a powder. The crushing capacity of this machine is about 3 tons an hour. Water is stored in this tank. After crushing, the malt is sent to a mash conversion vessel heated at different temperatures. Everything is monitored by automatic controls. This process converts the starch into fermentable sugars, mainly maltose. After mashing, the whole mash is transferred into another tank for filtration, that is, separation of wort from used malt grains. This process is known as wort filtration. The sugar liquid, which is now clear, that is, the wort, is pumped into a kettle. Hops are added for the bitterness, and appropriate quantities of raw sugar are also mixed to the wort. Then yeast food is poured and left to boil for 45 minutes. After boiling, the wort is allowed to rest in a vessel and cooled afterwards. The wort is first cooled from 85 degrees Celsius to about 32 degrees Celsius. It is then further cooled to around 9 degrees Celsius.
Wort is being cooled and fermented using yeast and conditioned for 28 days. Temperature controls and quality assurance are very important at all stages of the process.
Wort is then aerated and pumped into fermentation tanks. Yeast is used to enable fermentation to take place, and this is very important in the brewing process. The fermentation normally lasts for 7 days. The beer is then sent for storage and maturation in these vessels at 0 degrees Celsius. The maturation period is between 21 to 28 days. Alcohol and carbon dioxide are produced during the fermentation.
Beer making is very environmental friendly. All the waste from the beer production are either recycled or sold as byproducts, namely carbon dioxide and yeast.
Carbon dioxide gas is recuperated, purified, and some are reprocessed for the making of beer and the rest sold to other industries. From the maturation vessels, the final filtration of beer is done with the use of a candle filter. The polishing of the beer is necessary to give the beer the required color.
Beer is being filtered and carbonated prior to packaging. The filtration process is the final process whereby the beer is being polished to give it the bright golden color.
This powder is used to remove any yeast bacteria and suspended solids. Proper blending and carbonation are being adjusted at this stage. This carbonator is injecting the exact amount of carbon dioxide in the beer, which must be 5 grams per liter. The beer is then stored in these huge tanks and is now ready for bottling. Crates full of empty bottles reach the factory in lorries regularly and are stored in bulk for the bottling. They are thoroughly checked and travel on conveyor belts to reach the unpacker, which removes the bottles for washing. All the empty bottles are systematically arranged. They are then sent into the washing machine in an upside-down position. Broken bottles are rejected with the help of a sighter, which also helps to spot any dirt. The bottles then travel to the filling machine and they are sealed with caps. They undergo the pasteurizing process, where they are heated for 1 hour for proper conservation. Once again, they pass through a sighter where any over or underfilling is detected. The bottles are then arranged in crates already washed with hot water. All these crates are then sent to the store. This warehouse is big enough to store the crates in bulk to ensure a continuous flow in the delivery of beer to prevent any shortage on the market.
We started production in 1963. In August 1963, the first Mauritian beer was launched. At that time, we had a production capacity of 30,000 hectoliters, and today in 1997, we've got a production capacity of 450,000 hectoliters. We started with one brand, Phoenix, in 1963, and today in 1997 we've got 8 brands in different packages. Until 1996 we had all our products in bottles, but today we've got many of them in cans. Why cans? Because we realized that in a Mauritius which is progressing rapidly, where people want practical, want convenient types of packages, so we decided to launch the cans last year. And today we've got about 15% market share in cans.
You are probably aware that beer is also filled in cans. These are imported from Indonesia. All these cans are rinsed with treated water before filling. This machine has a capacity of filling 12,000 cans per hour. The lids are then placed by a machine from the top, sealed, and finally washed. The production and expiry dates are automatically printed before packing. They are then wrapped in plastics and are ready for distribution to the sales outlets. All the packets are sent to the store. Quality checks are also carried out regularly.
Overall quality assurance are observed at different stages of production. A final quality control lab with instruments and analysis methods as recommended by the European Brewery Convention carries out all quality control tests before the beer goes to the consumer. Tasting also forms part of quality control. A trained tasting panel is in place at the brewery for regular tasting.
Among the tests carried out in the laboratory, there is the test for carbon dioxide pressure in the beer. The appropriate readings are noted. A shaker is used to make sure that the samples of ingredients to be used are correct. Then there is a test to check that there is no oxygen present in the final product. All the results are then entered into a computer for close monitoring.
Our own distribution network, where we distribute to 4,500 outlets around the island. Mauritius being a very small country, we've also prospected overseas markets. And today we export our products to the Far East, namely Indonesia, Malaysia, and also to Europe, namely France and England. And we also present in the Indian Ocean.
From this warehouse, the crates and packs of cans are embarked on lorries and distributed to various sales points.